City News business editor Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, Hudsons Bay says it is taking a step towards acknowledging its colonial history by directing the profits of one of its store's most well-known items to Canadian Indigenous peoples.
Yeah, you might actually have one in your house, Melissa. Good to see you. This is one of the more iconic products associated with Canada's oldest company, the Bay, the Points blanket. And it has a complicated history, this blanket. I mean, the British were accused of using this back in the 17 and 1800s to spread smallpox among First Nations people. HBC says there's no evidence that this was done intentionally, but the company admits the blanket has a checkered history. And so they're going to give all the profits, future profits from this blanket, to Indigenous funds. I had a chance to talk today to the president and CEO of the Bay.
It's using something so iconic and integral to Canadian identity to really force us to look inwards, acknowledge the true history, the relationship with Indigenous peoples, and to say, how can we do better?
This is the beginning of a long journey. We realize there's an important role for Hudsons Bay. I mean, we acknowledged, our colonial history. And as a company today, we have a responsibility to lead reconciliation.
Yeah, the Bay tells me that it's anticipating blanket sales to total about $1 million, which, of course, will go to this Gord Downey fund. And the Bay is going to kick in $1 million of its own money to get it started. So pretty important initiative there, Melissa, on this Truth and Reconciliation Day.
Absolutely. Now, minimum wages in Ontario are rising tomorrow, and the increase comes as high inflation rates are putting a strain on many people's finances.
Yeah, I think we could all use a raise right now, but certainly the lower income individuals would really need a raise, according to many groups, and what they're getting, many say, isn't enough. But minimum wage is going up 50 cents on Saturday in Ontario to $15.50 per hour. Students under 18 are getting a 50-cent boost as well to $14.60. Going forward, the Ford government says minimum wage increases will be tied to inflation and will happen every October 1st. We kind of rank in Ontario towards the top as far as minimum wages are concerned in Canada. Nunavut has the highest at $16, followed by Yukon at $15.70. Saskatchewan's at the bottom at $11.81. Melissa.
Okay, and across the pond, the UK Royal Mint has unveiled the portrait of King Charles, which will be found on coins going into circulation.
Yeah. You want to see it? You want to take a little gander at it? This is what it's going to look like. There he is, King Charles III. Not a bad representation.
Yeah.
The new king. Yeah. They're going to start trickling into circulation in the UK, these coins, as they're needed. The first one will be the 50-cent piece, which equates to about 75 cents Canadian. They're going to be in circulation along with coins that bear the late Queen's image. In fact, some 27 billion coins with the image of the late Queen are in circulation in England. And that's kind of what I'm sure it'll look like when the Canadian Mint starts to mint coins with King Charles III as well. So there you go, Melissa.
Awesome. Looks great. Now, thanks, Richard, and we'll see you later on the show.